Welcome to Vskills YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn about the top interview questions for router support. So, let's get started. Question number 1. What do you understand about Virtual LAN? The answer is, a Virtual LAN refers to a switch network that is logically divided by functions, project teams, or applications without regard to the physical location of users. For example, several LAN stations might be classed as a department like engineering or accounting. When the stations are physically located close to one another, you can class them into a LAN segment. However, if any of the end stations are in different buildings, you can then classify them into a virtual LAN. Further, you can also allocate every switch port to a virtual LAN. Question number 2. Define attenuation. The answer is, attenuation refers to the progressive weakening of a signal as it moves over a cable or other medium. The longer the distance a signal travels, the weaker the signal gets, until it becomes unreadable by the receiving system. Question number 3. Describe some of the advantages of the OSI model. The answer is, some of the advantages of the OSI model are: firstly, it specifies the process for connecting two layers, promoting compatibility between vendors. Then, it divides complex functions into simpler components. Lastly, it provides access to vendors for classifying their design efforts to fit a modular design, which eases implementations and simplifies troubleshooting. Question number 4. Define hub and switch. The answer is, a hub refers to a networking device that allows you to connect multiple PCs to a single network, whereas a switch connects various devices together on a single computer network. A hub works on the physical layer, and a switch works on the data link layer. Question number 5. What do you understand about UDP? The answer is, UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol, that is a communications protocol used for establishing low latency and loss-tolerating connections between applications on the Internet. This speeds up transmissions by allowing the transfer of data before an agreement is provided by the receiving party. Question number 6. Define subnet mask. The answer is, a subnetwork or subnet refers to a logical subdivision of an IP network. The practice of separating a network into two or more networks is called subnetting. Computers that belong to the same subnet are addressed with an identical most significant bit group in their IP addresses. Further, the calculation of a subnet mask can be beneficial while designing a network. Question number 7. What do you understand about IDS? The answer is, an IDS is an intrusion detection system containing two basic variations: host intrusion detection systems and network intrusion detection systems, in which a host intrusion detection system runs as a background utility in the same way as an antivirus program, for instance, and a network intrusion detection system sniffs packets as they go over the network looking for things that aren't quite ordinary. Further, both systems have two basic variants: signature-based and anomaly-based. Question number 8. Define Telnet. The answer is, Telnet refers to a small and versatile utility that allows for connections on nearly any port. This gives the admin access to connect to remote devices and administer them via command prompt. In many cases, this has been swapped by SSH, as Telnet transmits its data in clear text, like FTP. Question number 9. Explain the term shadow copies. The answer is, shadow copies refer to the versioning system in place on Windows operating systems. This provides users access to go back to a previously available version of a file without the requirement for restoring the file from a standard backup. However, the defined features of shadow copies differ from version to version of the OS. While it is not necessary for using a backup function in conjunction with shadow copies, it is recommended because of the additional stability and reliability it provides. They're not Delta files. Question number 10. Define VoIP. The answer is, Voice over Internet Protocol refers to the technology used for sending your voice, analog data, across the Internet, digital data, to an end user. Further, it allows users for using the Internet as the transmission medium for voice calls at a very low cost. Question number 11. Explain interior and exterior routing protocols. The answer is, interior routing protocol was designed and intended for use inside a single autonomous system, and the exterior routing protocol was designed and intended for use between different autonomous systems. Question number 12. Define VLAN trunking protocol. The answer is, VTP, VLAN trunking protocol, is used for maintaining VLAN configuration consistency over the entire network. This uses Layer 2 trunk frames for managing the addition, deletion, and renaming of VLANs on a network-wide basis from a centralized switch in the VTP server mode. Further, it is responsible for synchronizing VLAN information inside a VTP domain and lowers the requirements for configuring the same VLAN information on each switch. Question number 13. Define frame relay. The answer is: frame relay refers to a data link layer digital packet switch network protocol technology designed for connecting local area networks, LANs, and transferring data over wide area networks, WANs. Frame relay shares some of the same underlying technology as X.25. Question number 14. Explain the working of frame relay. The answer is: frame relay supports the multiplexing of traffic from multiple connections across a shared physical link. This uses hardware components that include router frames, bridges, and switches for packing data into individual frame relay messages. However, every connection uses a 10-bit data link connection identifier for unique channel addressing. Further, there are two types of connections. Firstly, permanent virtual circuits, for persistent connections that are planned to be maintained for long periods even if data is not actively transferred. Secondly, switched virtual circuits, for temporary connections that last only one session. Question number 15. Define routers. The answer is: routers can be used for connecting two or more network segments. These can be considered as intelligent network devices that store information in their routing tables like paths, hops, and bottlenecks. Moreover, using this information, they can direct for the best path for data transfer. However, the routers operate at the OSI network layer. Question number 16. What is HTTP and what port does it use? The answer is: HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is responsible for web content. However, many web pages are using HTTP that helps in transmitting the web content and allowing the display and navigation of hypertext. It is the primary protocol and the port used here is TCP port 80. Question number 17. What do you understand about IPX? The answer is: IPX or Inter-Network Packet Exchange refers to a set of packet switching and packet sequencing protocols designed for functioning in small and large networks. In the OSI model, IPX is the network layer protocol in the Inter-Network Packet Exchange or Sequenced Packet Exchange protocol stack, which is primarily used on novel network operating systems. This also provides peer-to-peer support connectivity. Question number 18. What do you understand about Tracert? The answer is: Tracert refers to a Windows utility program that can be used for tracing the route taken by data from the router to the destination network. This displays the number of hops taken during the entire transmission route. Question number 19. Name the layers of the OSI reference model. The answer is: the OSI layers are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Question number 20. Define switch. The answer is: the switch is used for receiving the signal to create a frame. This forwards the packets between various LAN segments. Moreover, it supports packet control when the data is sent to the data link layer or network layer of the OSI model. However, while sending packets, the signal gets allowed and can be accessed by reading the destination address, and so in order for forwarding the frame to the appropriate frame we use switches. Question number 21. What do you understand about network congestion? The answer is: network congestion refers to the process in which a network node is carrying more data that can't be managed on the network, and due to which loss of packets or information takes place on the network node and the receiver can't receive appropriate information. Question number 22. Explain the various types of networks. The answer is: the network can be classified as personal area network, wireless personal area network, local area network, wireless local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. Question number 23. What is an IP address? The answer is: an IP address can be considered as an identifier used for allowing the information to be sent between devices available on a network. Secondly, they consist of location information and make devices accessible for communication. Further, it has two principal functions which include host and location address. And there are two versions of IP which are IP4, 32 bits, IP6, 128 bits. Question number 24, define unicast and broadcast. The answer is: unicast refers to the exchange of messages between a single source and a single destination. In this, packets are sent from the sender containing the data address of the receiver so that it can go to the receiver directly. Whereas, the broadcast can be considered as the exchange of messages between one sender to all possible multiple receivers. However, this operates only on a local network. The broadcasting of data cannot be executed on the public internet due to a massive amount of unrelated and unnecessary data. Question number 25, define multicast and anycast. The answer is: multicast refers to the exchange of messages between one sender and multiple receivers. In this, the network settings discover your receiving clients and sort of broadcasting. Anycast can be considered as the exchange of messages between one host to another host. It uses TCP and UDP protocols. Further, the copy of each data packet goes to every host that requests it. Question number 26, define topology and its types. The answer is: topology refers to an arrangement of elements in a specific order. The types include bus, star, ring, mesh, tree, and signal. Question number 27, what do you understand about ARP and RARP? The answer is: ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, which is used for mapping an IP address to a physical machine. And RARP stands for Reverse Address Resolution Protocol, which is used for mapping MAC address to the IP address. Question number 28, differentiate between static and dynamic IP addresses. The answer is: the static IP address will not change over time and is reserved statically. Whereas, the dynamic IP address changes each time when you connect to the internet. Question number 29, what do you understand about peer-to-peer? The answer is: peer-to-peer are networks that do not depend on a server. In other words, all PCs on the network act as individual workstations. Further, this contains a distributed and decentralized network where individual nodes in the networks act as both suppliers and consumers of the resources. Question number 30, define Inter-VLAN routing. The answer is: Virtual LAN, VLANs, separates one physical network into multiple broadcast domains. But, VLAN-enabled switches cannot, by themselves, forward traffic over VLAN's boundaries. So it is required to have routing between these VLANs, which is known as Inter-VLAN routing. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel.